Boruto, episode 37, A Shinobi's Resolve. This episode, of course, marks the end of the Genin exams, and it was actually a pretty good episode. Of course, a decent amount of action, but for the most part, it was definitely to focus on the kids and them both realizing and utilizing the essentials of teamwork, pretty much. So I really enjoyed it for that. It definitely had a cool. I would say the opening was like the big action sequence. At the end, Kakashi was just whooping everybody's butt. I mean, that was a part of the plan, but it was just like there was one kid. I swear he kicked him in midair and then he did a double kick. I was like, that's just too much. and he was just messing him up at the end. But the beginning was definitely a cool action sequence, and he's talking about how they don't have resolve to be Shinobi and things like that. And it's like the kids kind of just, you even talk to Boruto, is like, you just want to be a ninja and then you'll figure it out. And it's like, that's not why you become a ninja. You need to become a ninja because of something that you already know. So I thought that was pretty cool. He's giving them the lesson. He shows them like, I already got up close and personal with the kids and found out why I don't think any of you deserve to be ninja. So, they have their talk in the beginning, and then and it was Iwabe and I can't remember who else came in to help Boruto out, but two people come in to save him. I don't think it was Denki, but either way, two people come in to help him out, and it was Mitsuki, that's what it was. So they have a nice little action sequence there with Mitsuki coming in using his lightning style, and Kakashi uses his lightning style, his new technique with the purple lightning. So that was pretty cool to block that, and then it's like, oh, here's Iwabe. And so, they were working together as a team, and even in that opening scene, Kakashi was going a little rough on him because he was dodging his stuff, and he hit Mitsuki in the stomach with his palm, and I was like, he basically knocked him unconscious when he did that because he was super wounded, and they had to heal him up and everything. I was like, he was messing them up, which kind of just goes in line with the last episode when I mentioned when they were fighting in the tree, and he drop kicked Boruto, and he didn't know that was a shadow clone, and he basically would have been dropping like, almost a full mile out of a tree, over a mile probably, out of a giant tree, and he just drop kicked him like it was nothing. It's like, oh, that was a shadow clone. I'm like, he was. It seemed like he was kind of trying to kill these kids at some of these points, but ultimately the kids end up escaping and regrouping. We find out that the battle with Konohamaru, of course, didn't really go too well for Sadara and the class rep, Sumini. And then, of course, everyone pretty much got destroyed when it came to Anko. Like, she just beat everybody up. A couple of people escaped because they did show that Denki was a part of that battle, and they were like, Metal Lee was there and stuff too. But some of them actually were able to escape, and the rest of the kids got captured. So they regroup, and Boruto kind of gives his explanations, like, sorry, I'm kind of the one that led to us not having resolve and things like that. And Iwabe kind of just shut that down. I was like, hey, if it weren't for you, I'd still be sulking, in the corner of the classroom, just expecting to be stuck another year. So, like, you don't get to kind of build us up and make us a bit better and then still look down on us. So that was a cool little moment. Everyone talks about how he helped him out because, he's the main character and all that. So then it's like, all right, well, we're going to regroup. We need to go rescue our friends, and then we, take out the rest of the teachers. And, of course, they realize, like, oh, the 24-hour limit isn't a thing because they let us all keep our bands, so it must be more to it. It's to test, he realizes to test their resolve as, ninja and, a class as a whole. So they go in, they do the distractions and everything, and they do a pretty good job. It was actually really cool. Like, they don't really show exactly what happened as far as how they dealt with Anko, because like they show them like she kind of gets distracted and sort of beat up, but they don't really show them like hit her target or anything like that, like that final little moment. But I think they showed us enough of her like chasing them around and getting distracted, and the paper bombs. They were trying to almost kill her too, I guess. It was one of those things where like they knew that she wouldn't like actually die from that situation, but they were not playing around. We got to see the one girl basically go into like a full cat mode, which was cool. Because in this episode, I realized that I was like, oh, that tail, like, it never really dawned on me, because, like, the one girl has, like, the bear arm thing, so it never dawned on me that girl had, like, a fake cat tail on, like, ever. I don't think I even noticed that before. They may not have even actually shown it, because we always just see her, like, from the front. So, she has, like, this jutsu kind of cat mode, almost like Kiba when he's doing his thing. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then she has, it's almost like, I think it was called, like, a cloak, and so she has, like, the ears come out of the hood, and I was like, that actually looks really cool. So I thought that was an interesting thing. They have the one girl who was planning on giving up being a ninja. She basically just has like superpowers because she just screamed, and like it was like she had a power that she couldn't even control. So she has like a crazy sonic voice-based jutsu, which I thought was actually kind of cool. But it was funny watching it because she pretty much had like no control over it, so it was almost like I had like an X-Men moment where it's just like a mutant's powers just randomly activated because it was kind of funny. But I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. We get to see a lot of different abilities from the students who may or may not ever show up again once we get into like, you know, the main story and stuff. But I was like, this is pretty cool. It's a nice display of these like the ancillary characters. We get to see some of their powers, and they're pretty cool powers. I love the design of the cloak. I thought was really cool. Clearly, she had a bit of force behind it because when she and Sadara were teaming up, and Sadara dodges, and she comes in to hit Anko, she knocks her like way back, and I was like, okay, that's a legitimately powerful attack. So, I get to see some cool techniques, and of course, they end up rescuing their classmates. They beat Anko. They pull off a really sweet move against Konohamaru using the transformation jutsu plus the genjutsu. I thought that was actually great, and I was like, oh, that's actually a super cool way to do that, where Sadara and Boruto actually were switching places, and so when we think that it's Boruto going up against Konohamaru, it's actually Sadara, and she uses the genjutsu on him, so that when he pushes them back and Denki runs in, which was still really funny, and then they revealed it was actually a cool scene, but when he runs in, and it looks like, okay, he's about to punch him. And it was so funny how it looked because, Konohamaru just stopped and was like, and they like held it there for a second. And it made me laugh because I was like, man, Denki's just, that kid is just so weak. And he just stopped and like, okay, get out of here. Like it was nothing to him. So that really made me laugh, but that was a part of the plan the whole time. And I was like, that actually worked out really well. Like they used the genjutsu to hide the kunai so that it looked like it was just a straight punch. So of course that distance is just like, all right, well it doesn't matter because you've got like this much distance with his hand in the target, and of course you cover that distance with the kunai that he can't see right now. So excellent plan. It was a really great way to pull that off. And then of course they all team up together to go against Kakashi, and like I said, he just beats the crap out of all the kids and everything, and then it comes down to the end and it's like he doesn't believe that they've learned. And I thought it was really cool that they ended up doing the light formation again, just on a grander scale, because they tried that with Konohamaru, and then they did it again, and it was a much grander scale. It was like all the students working together. So that was pretty sweet. And then Boruto goes in to try to, get the bell, and Kakashi tries to take everyone down using his move again. He's like, oh, I may have gone a bit overboard. But everyone's, their resolve has been tested, so everybody's, standing strong for the formation, and Boruto's able to at least tap the bell. And so, of course, the team passes because, they worked, even before that moment. He mentions, like, once you guys all came together, you passed, and that was pretty much all there was to it. So definitely a cool way to end the episode out, going into the three-man squads officially. So that should be pretty fun. We actually get to see Asuma's daughter show up in the next episode, which should be really cool. Craziest thing is, I swear I thought he had a son. That is the funniest thing. Like when she showed up in the promo, I just forgot, and I guess it's because the first time I ever saw her, it was like it was in the manga, so I didn't realize. I thought it was just a young boy. I thought it was like a teenager. So I didn't realize that it was a girl, because that was like the first time she like ever showed up. So I just assumed it was like a boy from visually, like it just looked like a boy to me. So it was kind of funny seeing. I was like, I could have sworn he had a son. Like all this time, I thought that Asuma's child was a boy, and then it's like, oh nope, he had a girl. This whole time I just never knew. Then I never, read up through the manga or anything like that. And I don't think she was in the Boruto movie, because I'm pretty sure I've never like heard her voice or anything. That's why I still thought she was a boy, because I had just seen her like once. I was like, oh, that's Asuma's kid. But I thought that was funny. But super cool. So she's gonna be in the next episode, and she has like his weapons, and she's got like Kurenai's eyes. So I was like, that's super sweet. She actually has a really sweet design, because I've always loved Kurenai's design with her having like the red eyes. I always thought she had like one of the coolest designs in the original series. Like her outfit was so unique. Like everyone else wore like the normal outfits, and she wore like the robe, the red and white and black robe, and that just always looked super cool to me. I was like, I don't know why her outfit is like drastically different from every other character, but she always looks super sweet to me. I was like, that's a super awesome costume. Everyone else is just in the normal jackets, and she just had like a super badass outfit. And then Anko came along with like her jacket, and it was pretty cool. Not as cool as Kurenai, but it was just like, that's sweet. So and kind of mixed the two cool designs together. So we have like the sort of hairstyle of Kurenai, and then the eyes, and then of course the weapons of Asuma. So that's pretty sweet. But definitely looking forward to the next episode. Of course, would love to know what you guys thought about this one. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it. And now that we are officially moving into the three-man squad storyline, and moving into like the Boruto movie arc and stuff like that, I'm sure we'll have a few more episodes before we officially start getting to that arc. I would love to know what you guys want to see as far as the three-man squads, which characters you guys want to see get a little bit of focus, because now that we're in the three-man squads, I feel like this episode, like I mentioned, was kind of a prime example to be like, here are the side characters' powers because they look really cool, and we might not really see them again. So I would love to know, as far as some of the side characters that we've seen, characters that haven't got like a ton of focus, which ones would you guys like to see get a bit of focus during this whole, like the early setup of the three-man squads? Because I would love to see, now that they've shown their powers, I would love to see Sumidi and the other two girls as a three-man squad, because Sumidi, of course, has, Mini Nue, the other girl has like a Sonic Scream, and then the third girl has like, a cat cloak. I would actually like to see them utilize their powers in certain situations. I think visually, at least, I think it will look cool. As far as everyone else, they're so side characters that we even in this, we still don't really get to see their powers. But I wouldn't mind seeing like the one golf girl has like a ton of hair. I'm just curious, like, what could her power, possibly be? So there's some characters with their like designs. I'm curious what they can do, but mostly I would like to see probably Metal, Iwabe, and Denki as an actual team. I'm curious how that would play out, like especially with Denki not having any legitimate jutsu or ninjutsu in general. I would love to see how he would operate as a part of a three-man squad. Just story-wise, I'm just curious how that would play out. So those are like my two picks for me as far as side teams. I know we're going to see the Shikacho trio. That's like a given. Obviously, Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sada are the three main characters, so naturally we'll get them as well. But, those are the other two teams that was like, I really want to see what those characters can do. But we'll love to know which characters you guys would like to see get a bit of focus during the three-man squads. And like I said, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.